Howdy from Arlington, Texas, y'all. Hope this video finds you well. Happy Monday. So it's a Mail Monday, and there's some of you that have subscribed to my channel for a while know I definitely had some time there over the last few couple months where I didn't really post much of anything other than some Throwback Thursdays I had already in the can. Uh, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer, not as long as some of the recent mail ones, but it's going to be my vintage football. I definitely noticed that last week's where I showed off racing cards, I definitely noticed my views are way down. Um, so what I'm thinking is that honestly, y'all don't care about racing, which is a bad omen for my channel because I really think I am getting to a point where maybe I can remain more focused. And the two things that I find myself coming back to and just loving are racing stuff and vintage football. So this is a football video. I think it's pretty much all vintage or modern releases that revolve around vintage players. So show this off real quick. Maybe we get out of here in less than 15. Depends on how long I like to talk. So I'm going to stop talking, or at least stop talking and not showing cards. So this I picked up off Twitter. This was just a seller that I dealt with a few times. As you can see, there's some vintage Cleveland Browns cards. Not the greatest of conditions, but I had bought some other stuff off of him. He asked me, what else I was looking for. I said nothing in particular. It's a lot of times it's just something that catches my eye. But in that case, I was like, well, what do you got, vintage Browns? And I think that sheet that had 7 cards, I think that was $2. And what I had bought off him that was kind of the thing that started it was this was one. This is a what are we? What is this here? 54 Bowman, I believe. So the reason I bought this is you see that back is destroyed. It looks like notebook paper. It looks like it was stuck to notebook paper. So when I was paying a lot more attention to the T206 cards, a lot of the guys talked about soaking. So somehow putting those cards in water, not damaging them, but it removes some of the excess paper or, whatever, maybe the adhesive or whatever from the back. So I decided, I saw those and he had front and back scans. There was another card that came with it. It's probably in there somewhere. But I bought that for that reason. I think I got them both for $3 total. So that's why I got that. Someday I'm going to try that, and maybe I'll make a video, and we can see together if soaking really works or not. If if I hurt the card, damage the card, I'm out nothing. I needed to test it. I'd much rather test it with a $1.50 common card from 1954 than with a T206 card. So this is one I picked up recently. I picked this up on I believe this was the Friday Vintage Football thread that I run. If it wasn't, it was somebody else posted on Twitter for sure. But this is the Bo Jackson rookie. The price was very low for it. I mean, it's a 7. I guess I'd like to have a better graded copy. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't even know. I didn't sit here and stare this down trying to see what was wrong with it. I mean, there's a little bit of a spot right there on the bottom below the black that I think you can see. But I mean, honestly, I couldn't look this. I mean, I guess it's a little off center, left to right, maybe top to bottom too. But it's a Bo Jackson rookie, and it's mine. And now I have one again. I'm sure I had one back in the day, but I probably traded it off. I didn't appreciate Bo Jackson the way that I should have. So, it is what it is. I have another one now. So this was for the payment. Enjoy the card. I guess that was this one, but I bought this one off eBay real cheap for my Frank Gatsky collection. Uncertified autograph, but again, I don't think I paid more than maybe like $4 delivered for it, maybe 5. I'm just not going to pay that much. I think I wanted it at an auction, to be honest. But I'm just not going to pay a lot for uncertified. And I'm not even going to pay a lot for certified autographs because I have enough Frank Gatsky autographs. If you don't know why I collect Frank Gatsky, I've probably talked about it in some other videos, and I have some plans for a video coming soon that I will talk about that again. So this was the other card that went with that one that I said I want to soak. So just this one actually has that. I believe that is paper loss, not paper edition. So probably nothing to do with that, but it is what it is. This I do believe I showed off. I got this on Twitter a few months ago from my friend Mark. He was looking to sell it because he was looking to complete one of his vintage baseball sets, and this was going to help him get there. So this is the Marion Motley rookie. If you don't know, Marion Motley is a Hall of Famer, was a fullback. You know, I'm not going to sit here and talk about him for minutes on minutes. Y'all can go check it out yourself. You can do a little bit of work if you like, but Hall of Famer rookie card. Again, Cleveland Browns. I'm not really an NFL fan anymore, but, I definitely like the vintage, and the Browns were my team. Some more Frank Gatsky. This is his only mainstream card. So it's his rookie. He's a Hall of Famer. But I've decided to stop really buying these raw unless I just find a steal of a deal. I've already got a half dozen raw ones. This was about the last one I bought. This one looks really good other than the bottom corner there. If it focuses, we'll see. It's like it'll start to. You can see the little bit of the wrinkle there. But otherwise, pretty good. A little off center, but you'll have that with the 1955 Bowmans. But what I am going to continue to buy, especially, if they're at the right price, I'm not going to overpay or anything. This is my second Beckett graded copy of that card. The one I have that I had graded myself, I think, is a 6.5. This one's a 5, but got this super cheap. I believe this came from Canada. Somebody had it up there in the Great White North. Just Frank Gatsky autographed postcard, JSA certified. But yeah, I thought these were called postcards. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. But nonetheless, just a little oddball. Like I said just a minute ago, he only has one mainstream card from his playing days, and that's the 55 Bowman. Oh, look, it's the 1955 Bowman. So I got this, I think, from Batter's Box. So the Batter's Box is someone that I have bought from repeatedly. Again, this one was in really good shape. Not a grading guy. The bottom corners are a little more rough than the top, a little off center, but was super happy with that. I do think that 17 is probably in the range I paid for it. I don't know if they put the exact price on there. Another autographed, authentic SGC. Don't know how old this would be. It was obviously sometime after 2005 because it says he's deceased. And I know that they stopped authenticating autographs years ago. But for the price, encapsulated, I was going to pick up another one. This is my first PSA graded copy of it. VG3. Again, when these come up at the right price, I'll probably just pick them up just to add, just because honestly, I do think I'm at a point where my mail days are already getting slower. So, it's nice to maybe at least have one thing a week coming in. So hopefully I will pick up some more of those in the near future. What else we got in this stack over here? All right, we're already at 8 minutes, so we ain't getting done in 15. Sorry, if you like long form, you'll be happy. These two I got together. Bruce Irvin played football at WVU. I do like Prism, and I do like all of the parallels. I understand why some people get frustrated with them, but, to each their own. Not everybody's going to love everything in this hobby. That's just the way it is. So out of 275, out of 199. This one I bought by mistake. I thought I got a heck of a deal on it. I thought it was one of the autographed. I didn't even realize there were uncertified copies, so I bought that way back. These aren't necessarily football cards, but this 90 Pro Set one was in Pro Set packs back in the day, in an action pack. Obviously, I got into the holiday spirit a little bit this year and bought those. Traded a graded T205 that I had straight up for this Johnny Unitas. The T205, I had bought it because I think I bought it for like $20 in a group, just because it was a good deal. It was graded, and it really meant nothing to me, so I was able to get a graded Johnny Unitas for my collection. I do think I may have shown this one off. Back to the Future, Otto Graham, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, and maybe the greatest quarterback that's never really spoken about between, him and Sammy Ball, and they were both kind of from that same era, so that explains why. Anyway, numbered out of 199. Never real into the E-top stuff, but it was super shiny, and it's cool to have somebody, vintage on a very shiny card. Actually, it's not really doing it any justice. My ring light here. Got these, I think, for like $5 on my Friday Vintage Football thread on Twitter. And the reason I bought that is I said that Frank Gatsky only has one mainstream card, that 55 Bowman. And he does only have one single card, but I found out later that he was on this card. I want to say he's in the back, yeah, number 52. So right there, I can see him. His name's on the card, so I just wanted to have a copy of that for the Frank Gatsky collection. Super cheap, I think less than $2. Otto Graham, Donruss Classics, numbered at a 1,425. Not like that's scarce or anything, but what we got here. Oh, here is another one. After I bought that, this one's in a little better condition. And one of the guys that had sold on my Friday Vintage Football thread just sent this to me as a thank you because he had sold a lot of stuff on my thread. He had done real well. Unfortunately, he doesn't sell anymore there. He sold off most of his vintage football, or all of his vintage football that was expendable in a bulk sale. So he's not, he's not participating anymore. But he was kind enough to send me that before all that happened. Whoa, down goes Bo. I guess I could have set some of those cards up. I did put these up here. I don't think I've shown this one. Just another Sam Huff relic card. Dumbass seller used Scotch tape. A-hole. I think it's out of 100. Oh, it's out of 99. 15 out of 99. Maybe it'll focus. Cheap ad. Again, like anything else, he's probably, he's not going to be with us for too many more years. So, those cards will go up a little bit. This Jim Otto I picked up real cheap off of my Friday Vintage Football thread. I do want to send this to him to get signed because I know he's a good TTM signer. Kind of like the E-Tops. This is a chrome refractor reprint of the Otto Graham 1950 Bowman rookie. I think I paid like $3 delivered to the house for this. Another way to, kind of add some shine to the vintage box. Some PSA cards I picked up. I was shocked at the price you can get some of these Hall of Famers for compared to baseball. So a 1961 Topps Sam Huff in a 7. I think I paid maybe $15 for this. I got this back in the fall, so I can't really remember. But again, Sam Huff, College Football Hall of Famer, Pro Football Hall of Famer, played at my alma mater, West Virginia. This I had watched in the fall. I've been watching a lot of NFL films stuff, and I probably will again. So Ollie Matson I saw some videos on him and how good he was and how he was, a lot of us my age maybe think about that Herschel Walker trade where he was traded for all those draft picks and players, I think mostly draft picks, to the Vikings from the Cowboys, and that kind of started the Cowboys 90s dynasty. But Ollie Matson was traded for like 7 or 8 players back in the day from the Chicago Cardinals to the LA Rams, who he's pictured with here. So I just, like I said, I was in a football mood. So, late one night I picked up a lot that had that, and also had this Rick Caceres, who actually was a very good player in his own right. I didn't realize that. I'd heard his name before because I remember hearing it in one of the NFL Films videos that I owned back in the day. But yeah, he was actually he was a solid player. I mean, 135 carries for 588 yards and 8 touchdowns. So that would have been in 1961. And to that point, I mean, he had, if we can get it to zoom here, 5,000 rushing yards for a 4.1 average and 47 touchdowns. Sorry, it didn't focus, but good player in his own right. And then one more, Ollie Matson, that I picked up. This is the 57, right? Yeah, 57. And he is with the Cardinals there. So sometime between those two Ollie Matson cards is when he was traded from the Cardinals to the Rams. This one is in here. I realize I did show this one before, but another Sam Huff relic. What I like about that is there's some kind of stitching or something there you can see. I think it was numbered out of 100, or 4 out of 100. I'll put him there. A couple different John Unitises. I bought a couple different places. I won one on a Sport Lots auction. I think that was this one. Then the other one I bought off my Friday Vintage Football thread. I bought this little lot. I don't even remember why I bought this, other than I like this set. I think maybe this lot was only like $2 delivered. I mean, creases, Nothing great, but I believe these are 71 tops. No names or anything like that. Does it have the year on the back? No. But I do think those are 71 tops, if I remember correctly. Gene Big Daddy Lipscomb. I got this, I want to say, got this from my buddy Mike. I might be wrong about that. He was later in his career, but he died while he was still a player from a drug overdose. But, I mean, he was a dominant player. They don't come any bigger nor much better than Gene. His tremendous power has ruined many a Sunday for runners and passers. With Gene rushing in, all you have time for is a fast prayer. But I remember hearing, about him on NFL films as well. Bobby Mitchell, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Cleveland Browns. I think I have a couple copies of this, but, it was cheap. So Leroy Kelly. I do think I got all of these off my buddy Mike. Another Browns Hall of Fame running back. And we're going to finish it up here with a project I started on, and I believe you saw a few of these in the fall. If you were watching my channel then, some of these may be repeats, and I can't find one or two of them. I must have already put them away. But I love the 1997 Upper Deck Legends football cards. So I'm going to start accumulating cards from this set. These are the signed, inserted cards. There's a lot, obviously, of the aftermarket autographs. There is the Otto Graham, which was one of the keys for me, one of the first ones I picked up because I wanted to pick up the Browns cards. Speaking of Browns, this is one that I picked up a little later. This is one of the more recent ones I got, but Mike McCormick, offensive tackle. Long time for the Browns. Later, I want to say he was a head coach and things like that. He was definitely in the game of football long after his playing days. These I picked up from the Twitter. There's a lot of 4. We got Joe Perry of the Washington Redskins. Or not Washington Redskins. Good grief. San Francisco 49ers. I think I said Redskins because I was thinking of Bart, and 49ers is his team, but then the Washington Nationals are. So I think I'm going to at least blame it on him. He'll probably watch this and tell me I'm a jerk, but whatever. Jack Ham, linebacker for the Steelers during their Steel Curtain time. Y.A. Tittle. I think this might be my 3rd autograph of him. I do think I have a pack pulled autograph, and he signed a card for me through the mail a few years ago. Hugh McElhenney, Hall of Fame running back from the San Francisco 49ers. Definitely some better names there. There's a lot of commons in that set. You'll see a few of those here in a minute. Lou Grozo was one I obviously wanted. It almost looks like, I don't know, something to do with the Sharpie. It looks like it's maybe done more aftermarket, but it is actually on the autograph card. And then he did the toe, because he was Lou the Toe Groza is what they called him, because he was an offensive lineman, but a kicker as well, as you can see there. And then the last 4, these were common. I got all 4 of these for, I think, $18 delivered. A guy I know in Indianapolis, he had shown them on Instagram, so I picked them up because I knew that buying them separately and then paying for shipping, I knew that I was getting a good deal, and it's nice to always support somebody that you know that moves some cards, whether they do it just to make a little extra cash or they're doing it to buy stuff on their own. So, yeah, all of those are very common signatures, but, I mean, I got them for basically $4.50 each. It's very rare that you can find these with dollar shipping on eBay. Standard envelope, they're always the $4.25 shipping. So if you think about it that way, $4 would be $16 to get each of them. So you can also look at it as I got each card for 50 cents, whichever way you choose to look at it. But that's what I got for today. I will be back on Thursday with a Throwback Thursday minor league team set to look at. But for now, don't be a dickhole. Be kind to animals. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Let's be responsible. Stop the stray animal thing. All animals deserve to have a home. And that's what I got. I'll see you down the road.